1
All
hour
right.
and 10 minutes. We don't have to talk all that way. I mean, I would love to have a cigarette at some point, but let's just continue. I will have a quick toilet break though, because I had like 3 coronas since the last time that I visited. So let me announce it differently. I am going to get a new corona. Give me a minute, okay? I will
Okay, no
play some
problem.
music in the background for the stream. I'll be back, guys. Give me a small second.
So, guys, while you're with this Corona, I will use this time to introduce myself. I am Robert. I'm a community member of the EFL, the e-Gilder blockchain, and yeah, I'm just like one of you guys. Invested in crypto some time ago, and found my way to EFL. And yeah, well, I'm just a community member, just like you guys are a community member of other coins. And Yoshi asked me to talk about EFL, so here I am. While you
Here,
were getting your corona, Yoshi, I was introducing myself to fill up
very
the
good,
stream a bit.
very good, very good. Yeah, the previous guest also was called Robert, so make sure that you don't get confused with that. But this is Robert EFL Robert. Ah, 1 corona per day keeps the doctor away, but this is not number 1. I'm afraid that I am drowning in corona at the moment. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun tonight.
Cheers.
Robert, before we start, let me also do a raffle with the stream people, with people from the stream, with the community. It has been has it been 20 minutes? Maybe I've just no. We are waiting. I am also going to thank Yerian321, Bobbert is girl, and Yudgen77 for following. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna pick a winner out of just 5 participants in the previous raffle. Freedom Radio is the winner. Congratulations, Freedom Radio. Let's see what you won. I'm gonna spin the wheel for you. Two EFLs. Well, that is very convenient. Isn't that right, Robert? 2 EFLs with a multiplier of 5 makes a total of 10 EFL. Not a bad price at all. Alright, let me start a new raffle. 20 minutes. Again, counting down as always. Here we go. Click it and click it once more. 20 minutes counting down. Exclamation mark raffle. Would you mind sharing the password for the blockchain tourney? Oh my goodness, I really have to take this I have to do this in a different way. But yes, of course, I'm gonna share the password with everybody. The 10 o'clock, which is in the tournament, which starts in 3 minutes. The password is written down in the chat by me right now. Here we go. I am just like. So, Robert, I'm going to start recording and give it a small introduction. I'm going to make a highlight video out of that, which you can share around with all the people from EFL. Once I start it, well, we will see where we lead to and what is going to happen, right? We're just going to make some fun. We call each other more often, so it's not like, it's like
No,
this. We will see how it goes. We will see.
It's going to be a regular call, but with an audience.
Exactly. Are you ready for it, Robert?
I'm ready.
You want me to call you Robert? You want me to call you Mr. EFL?
Call me Robert is fine, because everyone is part of EFL, or could be part of EFL.
All right. Very good answer. Here we go. I'm gonna start the recording. Give it a second. Alright, Robert, welcome to Honkler Hangout. 1st of June 2020 today, almost the end of my day. It's now 10 o'clock in the evening. My name is Yoshi Levo, streaming live from Liberland, and I am doing a marathon stream today. We are already live for 18 and a half hours, and you are my guest. I have invited you to my stream because you represent um, um, EFL. I'm sorry that I had to think about that. You represent EFL here, and um, well, I have a nice announcement to make for you. Actually, I have a small surprise because I have been active myself, and since today, you can trade EFL on unnamed.exchange.
Oh, really?
That is something that we set up, or I set up. It doesn't matter. Some EFL lovers set it up, and now you can trade the new markets, because of course you can trade it with Bitcoin and Litecoin and all the other. But the coins that were not yet on the list were Monero and Dogecoin, because there was not a Dogecoin for some reason.
Okay.
The Dogecoin market was Nova Exchange, that had the last time that we had a Dogecoin market was on novaexchange.com, and then it novaexchange.com screwed their community over, and now there was no Dogecoin market yet for EFL. So with Unnamed Exchange, it's a new partner. I believe it's from the makers of Cryptopia and Yobit, which doesn't really promise a lot of good things, but so far so good. Let's just say it like that. They did work in quite nice timing to be live today. In the meantime, F. Marcos has followed, and I also received a dollar donation from Adolf Honkler, so that means I'm gonna take a small shot. Um, there's one question from F. Marcos about the tournament, and also Godfather Vito won the tournament. Pass is up, and once I have written that down, oh, too bad. Too bad, because I wanted to paste. But once I have pasted the password, we can start our conversation. And what I would really like to hear from you, it has been a little some time since I have been involved with EFL, since I was present at the meetings, for example. So, did anything change? Did anything happen? And I'm very curious to hear.
All right. Well,
One.
there has been some changes
Oh,
into the meeting styles. Um, we as a community thought about the distribution of EFLs because we would like to distribute the EFLs to the Dutch community, as EFL is a country coin. So let me tell a little bit about EFL first. EFL is an extension of the Bitcoin network. We are not a competitor of the Bitcoin network. We would like to see it as an extension. I heard you had a discussion with the other Robert before about the Lightning Network and all that stuff.
yeah.
We
Oh,
think
yes. I wish I
it
would have
would
made that comment. You're right. Yeah,
to
yeah.
solve that problem. So we reached out to a couple of country coins because EFL is not the only one. In Belgium, you got the D franc. In Germany, you got the E mark, and so on and so on. And we put our heads together, and we came to the conclusion that there's a lot of fight back of the government for the use of crypto, and also crypto is not really in a good daylight at the moment because there are a lot of scams going around. So everything we do, we hit a certain group of people that is bashing on the crypto, and it doesn't mean they have to bash on EFL; they just bash on crypto in general. So we decided to change our focus and we don't care about pricing, or we don't care about the euro value anymore, or the Bitcoin or the Satoshi value of the coin anymore. Its own microeconomy. So uh, we are reaching out out to several merchants
Robert, can I break in
to
for a second?
accept EFL payment.
You have a very weak connection. Is it possible for you to
The
sit closer to the router?
in so yes, that is possible.
Because you're breaking up. Sorry to break in on you, but it
No,
was.
no worries.
You might. My parents have the same problem. Their house is too big.
Well, I don't really have a really big house, but I have good windows. I think that's the problem.
Or thick walls, maybe.
Yeah. So we decided to change the focus a bit and start on use cases and not really to get the price up, but just to get this micro economy up and running. Because as soon as the currency will fall, people will search for alternatives. And the better that we are prepared, in my opinion, by the way, because I'm just a community member, it's not I make the big decisions for the EFL coin, but in my opinion, it's good to have the technology ready, and the merchants ready, the marketplaces ready, and in the meantime, we just focus on that development and especially at the fun part of it. So maybe I can something that we were working on right now.
Yeah,
We are
please.
working with the geocache community. So I don't know if you heard about geocaching.
Mining through
So
geolocation.
that's yeah, yeah, not really mining. It's more like a community that will place boxes in a forest, and they put in a little ledger and a surprise, and they will tell everyone that there is something to find at that location, and then they will go there. And most of the time, it's like a puzzle. So you will find the first clue box or something, and then there's a whole puzzle thing behind it before you get to the actual cache. After you found that, you can write your name in the ledger that you have found that cache, and you can rank up because the geocaching app will give you 1 point for finding a geolocation or solving a puzzle. In those puzzles, so people will be able to find some EFLs in those puzzles, and we hope that we could integrate a digital ledger. So if people will send the transaction with "I found this EFL at this geolocation," it will be in the ledger forever. So it's not going to be on a ledger somewhere in a wooden box that might be or might be stolen. It will be stuck in the blockchain because it's in the blockchain. So that's the kind of stuff we are working on right now. So make fun uses and don't worry too much about all the hassle that is going around.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not really. We try to do some marketing, but that will only backfire because people are way too how do you call it?
Well,
They're a bit cautious when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto in general.
well, the sentiment in the
So
Netherlands surrounding altcoins is just terrible. Let's be honest about it. I mean, talking about coin maximalism, any other crypto coin in the Netherlands than Bitcoin, and even the Bitcoin believers, they are all hating on each other. It's like a civil war there, and it's very sad to see that the people are not able to work together. I mean, that's simple how I state it.
yeah,
I mean,
and
look
that's
today. I don't want to name any names, but I have started this stream, and I have a tremendous amount of haters still on my neck. Why? Because I'm from the Netherlands promoting an altcoin. So
yeah. Well, that's why we don't really put any more effort in that kind of things.
too bad,
We're just gonna
because
do
the
our thing, and
timing is coming, Robert. COVID 1984 to the rescue.
you think I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
They
for
will
sure.
work something out. They have to work something out. So
Exactly. I mean, the reality cannot be lied about forever. So we are just a very far ahead of time. That's how I see it. But it's good to see that you have a use case. You found a use case, and or at least a use case, maybe not the right way, but just like me, raffling away some of the EFLs, having my fun
yeah,
with them. You know, um, it's not just about the trading, and that's exactly right. You can use it every day. I bought. What did I buy last time here? Yesterday my internet didn't work, and I called my friend who fixes computers, and then I said, "Man, I don't know, and I don't. It's a little bit problematic for me to pay you in the local currency because I just had to pay all the paperwork to the local government, and it's blah blah blah." I said, "But I can give you some EFLs." Oh yeah, sure. And then I was like, "Of course I can use my EFLs for it because it's just money." And a lot of people in the Netherlands, they just don't want to believe it. So let them, you know, lose lose their faith first in their traditional paper.
yeah. Well, I don't really think we should call it money. It's just something that we trade. I mean, gold is also not really money.
Wait, sorry. Gold
Gold,
is the only form of money.
sure, of course, but we call it money because it is money. But what is money? If I
Well,
develop a new global currency tomorrow and it's pebbles or rocks,
well, it depends on
and
the what's the right word for that? On the uh,
it depends on the receiver of the coin. If you are happy to receive 10 pebbles, I'm sorry, I'm
no,
just
no,
messing
no,
with my lights.
no. It's not a word. I'm looking for a word. Let me find it here. God damn it! I'm doing too many things. Um, and then you will see these characteristics. Thank you. The characteristics. The characteristics of your money will determine whether it's money or not. You cannot just call anything money. I cannot say, hey, this bottle of Corona is now money. First of all, there is an expiration date of this bottle of Corona, which makes it not possible to use as money. I cannot find it because this bottle I bought in Serbia, so maybe they don't have expiration date now. But I cannot use cherries for money because cherries go to waste. You can try to use paper as money, and especially when you put a gun on people's head, that works for quite a long time. But at some point, people are going to figure out the bullshit. So this is money. Silver, gold, that is money. That's the only form of money in the world so far. And Bitcoin is trying to get there. Uh, but because there is just a 10-year lifespan of Bitcoin, it cannot have proven itself yet as money. We have to see that. And actually, the fact that moving Bitcoin around, the cost of that varies with the popularity of the coin, makes it not money. It's very difficult to be money. But okay,
You
uh,
know, it has the same issue as that gold has. Gold is not really easy
to
to
move around.
divide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and Bitcoin has a problem to move around. So, but let's go back to the Corona. You said to me that Corona can be a form of payment. Well, it actually can, because in my
No, no,
country
no,
where
no. I didn't say that. It can be a form of payment, but it cannot be money because money needs to be a form of payment over a longer period of time.
yeah, okay, all right. Because what I wanted to say was that the bottle of Corona is more expensive in my country than in Serbia. So that bottle of Corona is more worth to me than it is to you. So if you can use it as a form of payment, I will be happy to accept it because it's more valuable in my country.
Yeah, just too bad that your government puts all kind of rules on it that if I want to import it there, all my profit is gonna be diminished.
Yeah, you have to pay taxes. Yeah, true. But there's a lot of things going on, and you can discuss about anything. But what we would like to focus on is just to use it, to use the economy. to use the technology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to adjust. Oh, I already see it. I have my microphone too far away. Thank you, whatever man FV, for your feedback. My audio was too low. That was because my microphone wasn't properly in front of my mouth. So I don't. Sorry for that, Robert. That's people talking in
No
the stream.
problem.
I just found out about this unnamed exchange and put EFL on there. It costed like 500 euro in Bitcoin or something, and I thought, why not? Um, and then it got listed yesterday. I had the stream going on. I also had to fill up some time, and I was like, let's call the EFL people. How can I sit here with an EFL T-shirt and not invite people from EFL? So is the meeting still happening on a Monday? Because I'm a little bit surprised that you are now sitting here. I was expecting you to be busy on Discord.
Yeah, well, there is still meeting every Monday, but I left early to join you on your stream.
All right.
And I must say the meetings go really quick, because we communicate a lot through social media and also on public boards and forums. So we get a lot of work done, because we changed our focus to just try things to get this economy going, and not chasing the value or chasing marketing or chasing the Dutch people to use EFL. That is not in our scope anymore. We're just doing fun things with the technology that we have available, and it works great. So if you have any ideas, you can pitch them, and or you can just integrate them, because EFL is for everybody. And like you did with your raffle wheel, you already integrated something. You're giving EFLs away,
I'm
so
ahead of
that's
time.
awesome
I'm
to
ahead of
see.
time. It
Yeah,
happens all the
you're
time.
ahead of time. You're a true visionary, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If only I would have more people joining me at some point, that would be nice. But yeah, well, the EFL on the wheel. It's basically, I would like to make. Uh, well, that's something, whatever. I was at some point trying to persuade Semyon Germanovic, the CEO of CryptoField.com, to launch a stable token for EFL as a Bitcoin Cash SLP token, so that the development of SLP tokens, for example, the Tipbot here on the Twitch stream is developed by people that it's basically ready to be deployed for any kind of SLP token. They are just using it for Honk and Spice at the moment, but I don't see how it could not work. Let's say it like that. I don't see how it could not work. That's still the auditor in me. Sorry for that. Um, so I was trying that kind of shit, and I don't know. No, the decentralized exchanges that we all want to happen and the decentralized finance can only happen if people want to work together. It doesn't work if you're gonna, create your own thing and then expect others to join in. You need to work together. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Robert, I
Yeah,
have
true. But
I have another raffle happening. So please give me a second so I can spin the
sure.
wheel. I am going to change the image for a second. The raffle wheel is running hot. We're gonna run all night. We're just halfway so far. So let's see, 7 participants in this round. Good luck to all 7. The Whatever Man VF. Congratulations on your first ever win, if I'm correct. Whatever Man VF. I'm gonna spin the raffle wheel for you, Whatever Man. Here we go. A 1.5 Liberland merit with a bonus multiplier of 3 makes 4.5. 4.5 Liberland merit. That's another raffle done. 20 minutes counting down, starting almost. Give me a second. Sometimes my computer. It's the timing. We are now live 19 hours, so We will see. We will see. Let me start a new raffle. 20 minutes. Counting down. Exclamation mark raffle to participate. Exclamation mark raffle in Twitch chat. Good luck to everybody. Let's go back to Robert. There we are.
So to get back to the decentralization part, that's something we also discussed and thought about. You always, or at least for Bitcoin and other coins, you always need a gateway to get from your current currency, dollars or euros, to Bitcoins or EFLs or whatever you want to have. We thought about that part too, because we really don't need a gateway. You can earn EFLs by doing your services. So if I do some work for the EFL people could vote to give me a donation in EFL. And if I hold those EFLs, I could use that to buy some of your time to invite me to your Twitch stream. And that's how we want to start off this micro economy without the use of a gateway. We don't need people's money. We just need people to use EFL.
Exactly right.
We don't care. We don't care about the euros or the satoshis.
Well, satoshis, I don't know. The euros.
Sure, maybe Satoshi was a bad example, but we just want to get this thing up and running, and we would be happy to
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. Okay.
Two Dutch people in one room, that doesn't work.
I already tell you that your words get some traction in the chat. For example, Judgeon77 says it could still be used as payment in the right situation. Freedom Radio responds in that in the Caribbean, bottles and barrels of rum were used for payment for a long time. So
yeah. So that's the point I'm trying to make. We don't really need a gateway to get out of that currency loop. I mean, if something is valuable to the receiver, you can use it to trade, even if it's paper or rocks or EFLs or whatever. If it's valuable to somebody, they will accept it. Like the computer guy this afternoon with you, he was happy to accept a payment in EFL.
Yes. It's not just the computer guy. I mean, if I look around here in my room, the things that I bought with EFL, it's quite a list. This you know it yourself. You have helped me the last time. My current entire setup for the studio that I this entire streaming studio that I well, okay, changed. The thing is, we are in a distance, so I am currently living in Serbia, and the people here get paid in local currency, and that makes it even a little bit more complicated. But many things that I have bought without the need to transition to crypto money, to gold or whatever. For example, this apartment right now where I'm sitting in has been paid with EFL without going to fiat first. So
yeah, that's great to hear.
I am doing that since long time. Let's see. I got a couple of password requests again. I think they want the password for the late registration. Pass is HEPA. I am writing this riddle, and it's a tremendously long riddle. So I have a total of 19 free roll tournaments today, Robert. I'm giving away in total something like 40, something like I don't know, $200 maybe altogether in poker tournaments and giveaways and I don't know what. But cool. I have this different. I have a couple of different scenes in my. You know about streaming, so I can talk with you in that way. I have a couple of different scenes, and unfortunately, the scene where I give away the password is not the same scene as where I talk with people. But now for the last 4 or 5 hours, I'm disconnecting one person and then connecting to the next. I didn't even have time to smoke a cigarette, so But okay, I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. The real hard times are gonna start right about now. It's getting dark. At 3 o'clock at night, I have an appointment with the people, the developers of tipbitcoin.cash. And in the meantime, I have to explain to the world why I started to call myself Yoshi Livo. So that is going to be, yeah, we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes.
Yeah.
At least I have a
So
lot of
to
coronas.
yeah. Well, you have to make the 24 hours. So don't drink too many Coronas, otherwise you will fall asleep after
That's
20.
okay, as long as my computer doesn't crash.
Yeah. So to get back to what I said
Yes.
a few minutes ago, if something is valuable to the receiver, you can use it to trade, even if it's paper.
Yeah.
I saw something funny on a commercial lately. There was a guy that was making web pages, and he advertised that because due to the corona, a lot of merchants have to change to an online platform to sell their products or services.
Yeah, I can believe.
um, he said, well, if you want a new website or a new web shop, trade me your product or service, and you can choose whatever you want. So people can now
Do
call
you see
that
this?
guy
I
to.
get a phone call. Give me a second. I have a phone call.
Yeah,
It's
no
probably
problem.
my food delivery.
No problem.
Dobro večer.
I want to remember you of your wig and your red nose, Yossi.
Oh, that's okay. They know me. They know that. They know that.
Okay, okay.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
Sorry for this.
Yeah, no problem.
Time for another.
Maybe I can open Twitch in the meantime to follow the chat. Which is not really working. Well, that's a shame. Maybe without the app. Twitch.tv. Search Honkler Hangout. There we go. So I can follow the chat a bit. I will mute the sound, otherwise I will hear myself back.
All right. My apology. Back again.
No problem. People need to eat. So while you're eating your pizza, or what did you order?
This is it. Let's have a look. No, this is chicken. Chicken. I like chicken.
Chicken. Okay. Well, while you're eating your chicken, I will tell the story about the guy. So he advertised to make websites or web shops in exchange for the product or service that they are providing for their customers. And he didn't put a price on it. So a butcher could have given him 1 ounce of ham, or a shoe shop could give him a shoe spoon, whatever. He was all fine with it, and that's a perfect example from how something could work. Also, how EFL could work. If somebody provides a service and is happy to accept EFL for his work, the technology and the blockchain is ready for it. We can use they can use the blockchain for whatever they want.
Yeah.
So that's so I thought it was really cool of that guy. I will give him a call later, and ask him if he wants to make a website or a new website in exchange for some EFLs, and see how he responds, because he's really advertising it on Facebook that he's exchanging his services for anything. So curious to see if he's willing to accept EFLs for his services.
I'm sure he will at some point if you can explain. The only thing that I always experience is that the people just don't understand. Once you explain and you know they get to understand the concept of money in the first place. Uh, you know, because a lot of the Dutch people, yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. That's just how it is. And my experience is that people in Western countries are so lost what value is. They have been so incredibly fooled over the last uh, 20 years, 50 years, that they don't know anymore, and they have to relearn what they know about money. And well,
Yeah,
once that is done, coins like EFL will have a golden future. That's just how I see. E-golden future. We'll have e-golden
yeah, we
future.
will see what it will what at what point it will change to this micro economy.
Yeah.
So to get back to the that you run into some issues that you had to explain a lot of people. The good thing is, of course, that he makes websites and web pages. So I'm kind of hoping that he's already familiar with blockchain technology and crypto coins in general. So I don't have to do much explaining. Um, it will give him some traction, because I will ask him to create a web page. That this web page was designed by this company in exchange for 100 EFLs or whatever. He will get some traction because we have gotten a service from someone in exchange for EFL, and he
Oh,
will
it's a
get some
partnership.
traction. Yeah, partnership. No, we don't like to create FOMO with partnerships and all that stuff. I mean, we'll be happy to announce that we work together and that we use the EFL blockchain for it to work, and that he did some work for in exchange for EFL. So that will also tell his customers that he is really providing services for things that he wants to, for anything you would be willing to give him. So it would be both. It would be a good thing for both, and that is something that I will do this week. So we will see what's going to happen. So if you see a tweet on EFL that we have a new web page, and then you know that it really did happen.
Nice. I will see it, right? I visit the webpage sometimes.
Yeah. So that's all kind of things that we are working on. Just to have some fun with crypto. There's a lot of trouble in the world already, and the technology is there
Let's
to
pretend
use.
that it doesn't exist. Eh?
Yeah, let's do
Let's not
that.
give a fuck about all the people losing all their wealth. We don't give a fuck. We just work with it. I'm sorry for being a little bit
No,
uh,
because we don't really need the gateway.
humored.
We don't need the euros.
Of course you do. The problem is, Robert,
What?
that there is a suppression of government, and you can only pay your debt to the government in euros. And that's why you need euros, because your government forces you to use those euros. But I get what you're saying. If you're with friends, you don't need euros. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, and that's the goal, to get as many friends as possible.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we also have a friends campaign
Don't mention that
where the
because
Dutch.
that's for the Dutch.
Yeah, exactly. That was my next sentence. That's only for the Dutch.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're looking for, and it's not really. Of course, I agree that I also have to pay my taxes in euros, but I mean more that we don't really have to focus on it right now, because it's a fact that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and also the people in between get poorer too. So it's true that you say people are losing their money. I'm just trying to say that
It's
if
their
I have
choice.
lost all my money, I have lost all my money, and I can pick some apples, and in exchange I will get something for it, and I can use it to exchange it for something else, I will be happy. I mean, I still have to work. If it's for euros or bitcoins or EFLs, you have to do something to get something.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
So that's why I personally don't really care about what is happening. Of course, it's a crazy world out there, and whatever government is doing, that's also a lot of discussion. But I just put on my how do you call that? I just look forward into the future, and I will see what will happen. I mean, when I was young, my grandfather taught me how to self-manage myself. So, cheers.
Yeah, that's
So
because of
how
the donations.
yeah. They will get you to sleep before you will help you to get to your 24 hours.
We will see. We will see.
So my grandfather taught me how to survive on myself. So by growing vegetables and getting other sources of food, of plants and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really scared of. I really don't need money. Also, money doesn't give you happiness, in my opinion. The only reason you need money is to get more. The world is too, how do you call it, materialized. It's all
No,
about who has
women
the
are
biggest car.
materialized.
Sorry.
Women. Never mind. Never mind. I drank too much today. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, everybody.
Rewind.
No,
No,
but
but what
part
I'm
of the
trying
thing
to
is that.
say is that
Yeah,
I
sorry. Go
drove.
ahead.
Let me give you an example. I drove a lot of cars in my life, and I wasn't very happy when I had a bad car that broke down all the time. But now I have a brand new one. It's just a normal family car that also didn't cost much, but it doesn't give me more happiness. Of course, it was a hassle because the old car wouldn't start or whatever. There's something wrong with it, and you have to call your friends to help you and blah blah blah. But the point is, the car brought me from A to B, and I really don't care if that's in a small car or in a supercar. It gets me from point A to B, and that's just a mindset that people don't need to forget.
Let me
That
tell you something.
stuff doesn't buy you happiness.
I sold my car in December because I am at the location where I don't want to leave anymore, and I'm at my perfect spot here. What
You're in
about
your
that?
bubble.
In my bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe that is very true. I throw everybody out that I don't like to talk to, in a way.
No, I'm in the Corona bubble.
The Corona bubble, yeah, but that is it.
Yeah.
You know, I created this thing on the internet here, the COVID 1984 stream, however you want to call it. But I deleted some people. I'm gonna delete some more in the future, most likely. But the thing is, what does it matter? I mean, the reality is that I have a very happy life, you know. And actually, the less that I think about what I left behind, the more happy I get, because I just get hurt with the knowledge of those people getting hurt at some point. And I mean, let's just cut around the bullshit. It's about to go down, right? I have been with EFL since the very start, 2014. And the reason why I went in, I also mentioned it to the other Robert a couple of minutes ago. I am not happy with the fact that Bitcoin is created, right? It's not because I enjoy it so much that I can use this Bitcoin. It's because it's a damn shame that it's necessary for me, because my government is fucking up my life so much. So I have seen that happen, let's say 10 years ago. And then I didn't
Mhm.
know about Bitcoin yet. I was first getting into gold and silver. And now that it's almost there, I've lost my will to fight and explain the people, because I have received so much shit in the past and still receive a lot of shit for right now sometimes, right? I mean, there are plenty of people that still try it once in a while. I don't know if you still have Zoof in your meetings, but those are just people that don't bring anything. They don't want. They just want to take, and if you don't give it to them, yeah. I don't know. It's just the mindset of Dutch people or of Western people. Let's say it like that. Let's not attack the Dutch too much in person, but the Western way of living, the generations that got raised in our lifetime and after that, they have a very strange way of seeing the planet. Let's say it like that. And they often don't have any balance. They are used to getting what they want because they can pay for it. I can pay for it, so I'm supposed to get it. And look at that poor Indian man. He must be such a loser because he doesn't pay for anything. And I don't know how to explain it correctly, but maybe it's the beers that I talk this nonsense a little bit, but that's really how I feel that we are getting so close to the real final moment, and yeah, I don't know anymore. I am about to start to talk about Yoshi's vision, which I don't think I have enough beer for in my veins yet. But in a broader sense, it is about being able to enjoy life without the need for materialistic confirmation of your success. The real confirmation is being able to look everybody in the eye who is next to you, and yourself in that way.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give away everything too early. No, but look. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is correct. I'm just saying that this is how I feel about it. I have tried for 6 years to make EFL successful. I could have done it in one brief second, and then everybody would have. The thing is, my mindset at that moment was also very wrong, right? If I would have done it in that way, that would have kept me in shackles. Basically, it only freed me after I uh, didn't materialize on my assets.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I don't know, mate.
Yeah, but you're talking about that I would have made it in that one single transaction. Made what?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, the dream of those people, though the belief what they think is success, and the real
And for
success.
who?
Well, I wouldn't have mind ending up with 70 million, of course, but and the reason why I wouldn't mind is because there are so many people around me that give credit just to that, right? And that is the social bias that we are stuck in. You are a successful person if you buy an expensive car, and yeah, you can name all the casual things. I mean, you know what I mean. You know, you already told yourself the car, the suit, the shoes, uh, stuff like that. And you can.
Yeah.
The society today is completely built on, yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they are happy at this point to use the euro as a tradable asset that they get something for in exchange, and they're happy to receive it. And that's something that we cannot push. It has to happen itself. And I don't really want to be a doomsday announcer that's yelling, "The world is coming to an end. The world is coming to an end," because they cannot let the people down. I mean, they have to think of something to get us out of the current situation, because we keep the economy running. So they have to figure something out. They cannot leave us just like that, because if they do, there will be a lot of riots. There will be a lot of problems. So they won't let that happen. It will, everything that was built up the last 50 years is gone within a week. So they will not let that happen. And that's not really something we want to pursue. Also, we just want to provide the technology and have it available when people are willing to use it. We don't want to push into somebody using the technology of crypto because all the others are bad.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but the only reason why I'm using crypto is because the euro sucks so much. So that's why I got into it. And I wish it was different. That is also true, but I'm not gonna, celebrate my use of crypto. I wish that there was a more honest way of, or actually, Bitcoin is very honest way of money, but I don't know. I don't know. We just get out of this terrible situation. The terrible situation is that for the last 70 years, people have been diluted about what money is because a very small group of people benefits from that. So that's why we got in a quite a terrible situation where now, well, people are going to find out how terrible that situation is for them. Why? Because not because their situation is so terrible, because they believe their situation is so terrible, because they have priorities in their life which they cannot maintain in the current situation, and then they think I'm in a terrible situation.
Yeah,
But in the end,
it's
what
it.
yeah, go.
It's all about the mindset. That was I was talking about it a few minutes ago. There are a lot of people that were near completion to buying their expensive car that they have saved up money for so long, and now it's getting less valuable. So they didn't make their goal, and people feel bad about it because they really put their mind on, I want to drive that car because then I made it in life. But that's not, in my opinion, that's not what life's about. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, and
You
if
need
you
more
drink water,
space.
you will drink water. If you drink Coca-Cola, you will drink Coca-Cola. If you drink Corona and you can afford it, cool, drink a Corona. But enjoy the moment itself. Be happy with what you have.
Yeah,
I think
I guess.
it probably sounds a bit crazy, and there will be a lot of people that thinking, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you got a house, you got a roof above your head, you can turn on the heating when you want. So I would like to change my life with yours. Sure. Then what? I also have my problems or my problems. I also have things that I have in my mind like, that wasn't how I think of it. But then if I sit in my garden or sit outside in the park with some friends and drinking something and enjoying my day, that's for me, that's happiness. It's not driving around in expensive cars or whatever. So that's why I'm
Sorry.
very easy about it.
Yeah, I wrote down the wrong password. I'm sorry. And Fushkini. The real password is this one. I am password. Yeah. It's happening now. Yeah, I'm I'm about to collapse. Enjoy the moment here.
I'm happy to stand by your side.
Yeah,
No, but
digital
that's
side.
really what it's that's what it's all about. Just change your mindset, and we will see what will come. That's my opinion. Your opinion is a bit different, and that's fine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Because like again, I'm a little bit lost in this conversation. I'm going to watch back all the conversations I had after 7, uh, because Freedom Radio has been feeding me shots since 12, basically. Um, what I just would like to announce with this EFL, because let's be honest, what people call success today, let's say it like that, is not what EFL has brought. But what we will bring is a new form of success, let's call it like that. And That is a kind of mindset that the people like a Zoof, for example, cannot accept, because for them it is about this traditional success, and only that counts. And if you don't do that kind of success, then you have to be punished because you promised them that kind of a success. The real success is not um, um, uh, uh, let's just call it the winning the first prize. The real success is finishing it. Let's call it like that. Raffle time, Robert. Raffle time. I'm gonna spin a raffle wheel. I have a total of 8. What a great way of getting out of this difficult moment. I can just congratulate Orion 3X with his win.
Oh, nice.
Orion 3X, let's see what you won this time. 10,000 honk. I believe that's the smallest honk prize on the wheel. That's what happens sometimes. But you can still get a 10 times multiplier. Two times. That makes 20,000 honk. Orion 3X. 20,000 honk. Oh, honk. Not Liberland merits. 20,000 Liberland merits. It would be quite a different price. Alright. New raffle. Let's go for it. Robert, let's before we're gonna round it off, because I am desperate for a cigarette in a way. I smoked 2 cigarettes today. The people that have watched all day can confirm that I have really not been smoking a lot. At least for my feeling, I have been hardly smoking any. Let's make a short summary of what we spoke about, because it was a little bit everywhere. Um,
As usual.
as usual with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's me. It's me. But it's also because I didn't really have a goal in this chat. For example, with the previous Robert, I wanted to talk about regulation, and then I had some goals set. But with you, I just wanted to announce that EFL got listed on unnamedexchange.com. Let me do that once more. Oh, and Steve-O wants the password again. The unnamedexchange.com, and then I was like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. So could you give me a summary of what happened then?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. In short, it was about EFL and how you could what we are working on in the background, or at least in the foreground, because everyone can participate. That we are, as a community, are now focusing on getting things done and to do things with EFL, and not really focus on the gateway from euro or dollar to crypto, but just focus on the EFL itself. So I would also like to invite everybody, if you have a certain skill or you want to earn some EFLs, contact the community, and let's see what we can work out. And maybe you can provide some services that you are good at in exchange for some EFLs. And that's the whole setup for now. So stay tuned. And I would like to say to you, Yossi, if you have looked back at this conversation after a few days of sleep and you want to talk some more about it, just let me know and I'll be happy to come on again.
All right. I think I'm gonna make a proposal of me making videos, promotion videos for EFLs. What about that? We will see.
That's a very good proposal.
We will see. We will see. I want to thank you, Robert, for showing up. First of all, for taking my invitation, because it was a short notice. I know that, but it's really all because I was like, hey, I didn't invite any EFLer yet, so and then I thought who would look good on camera, and I came to you. Thanks
Ah, thank you.
for being here with me today. I am about to chat with Freedom Radio. Um, Sorry, no, that's too quick. That's too quick. I want to thank you, Robert, for being here. I'm gonna show up at one of your meetings one day in the future. I will certainly do that. And for now, thanks. I guess.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and good luck the next few hours. And enjoy your cigarette.
Yeah, well, as you can see, it's getting late. I need a little break. I'm gonna play some song or something, and maybe a small video of I don't know yet, but I need some fresh air. I have a sandwich ready to eat here, but I think I will walk out for a cigarette first. So we will see. We will see. We'll see.
All right. Thanks, Josie. Bye
All
bye.
right. Ciao.
Ciao.